Hey, I'm Simon.
And I'm June.
And this is Dougie, and welcome to a special June's birthday movie episode edition of Evernever TV. Woo! It's your birthday. You are now 14 years old.
Yes!
I got your present.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you.
This is him.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no!
He doesn't love me.
I always feel when we do movie episodes, there's a lot of pressure because everyone's going to watch them. So we have to get everything exactly right. But it's weird now because you're wearing the same thing I am. So now I feel like we're Tweedledee and Tweedledum. This channel gets worse and worse and worse as we have more and more responsibility. But we take that responsibility seriously.
We do.
And we have a School for Good and Evil movie that is going to shoot next year officially. We have a lot of work to do today because our Master Commander, Ship Captain Paul Feig, the director of the School for Good and Evil movie, has been doing a couple interviews and has revealed some news that we can share with you now that he's made it official, and I can add my peanut gallery commentary on what I know. A little more about where this interview is, you can find it in the show notes below. It came from Review Nation. So let's see what he had to say about the School for Good and Evil.
Very excited to talk to you about this film. When it comes to a story like this, where people have not only enjoyed it, but grown up with these characters as well, how do you take that next step and look at how you deliver it?
Well, it's a big responsibility, obviously. And it's just hitting a balance, because when you read the books, I mean, the books would cost about $1 trillion to make if you did everything that's in the book. So it's about that very selective finding of the key things that work best for the story, that advance the story, are great for the characters, and also that, the fans love. And again, Soman has been invaluable in that, because I'll always send it to him and go like, you think it's cool if we have this, we don't have this? And he's like, oh yeah, that would be great. So it's been a real team effort, but I think it has to be when you're working with a piece of IP that is very beloved like this one is.
So what can you tell us about what Paul was talking about, how it's impossible, obviously, to put everything from the books into the movie?
Well, I think one of the things that comes through really clearly in that clip is just how much Paul respects the School for Good and Evil world. The books, the fans, everything that comes with it. Sometimes with a normal adaptation, if you look at Hunger Games, the first movie, or Harry Potter, the first movie, I find it to be quite a boring retread of the book. Ultimately, what you want an adaptation to do is kind of like the third Harry Potter movie, which captured the spirit of the book, but also go to different places. Surprise you when it can. He's obviously right. If you tried to make that first book exactly as it is, it would cost $1 trillion. And so things had to get cut, obviously. But I think the important thing was, and this is why he's such a great director, he was very conscious of what matters, what is the stuff emotionally that resonates with the fans, right? And that's a very easy answer, because when you ask any fan around the world, regardless of what language they've read it in, what country they come from, we all look at the same moments. We look at them being switched into the wrong schools. We look at the wish fish. We look at Agatha's moment in the mirror. We look at these things that are so iconic to the series. That's what matters. And I think everything I've seen in the script is not only gonna make fans love it, but I think it's just gonna bring in audiences from all over the place.
Have you announced your Sophie and Agatha yet?
No, not yet. I know who they are. I have a great casting director out of London, Fiona Weir, but we were looking at people from all over the world, basically. I really needed to find two young actors who have enough weight to them and enough gravitas, but also can muster up the likeness. Because this is both a very dramatic movie and a very funny movie. But I'm absolutely thrilled about our young cast, and I can't wait to let the world know who they are.
So, big bombshell news there about Sophie and Agatha.
I didn't know he was going to say that.
I know, me either. I wake up to the website, people
I was all of a sudden, I was like, what? What happened? Everyone's like, bombshell news, Sophie and Agatha cast. But yes, he has found two incredible actors, and I am trying to keep a straight face because I'm afraid my eyebrows will somehow convey what they are. So funny, my mom watched this interview, and she's like, well, you can tell me because I'm your mom. And I'm like, no, I can't.
It's like a state secret.
Yeah, absolutely not. Listen, for 7 years, I have kept every secret on this movie. I'm not like other authors who go on Twitter being like, guess what? The question I know you're going to ask is, you've been getting dozens of inquiries on the website.
Yes, about open casting and what this means for those opportunities.
Here's the thing about movies in general, which are that, especially when it stars kids, you have to get a casting director that's very experienced in finding kids, right? Especially kids that will suit the part. And Paul is such a coveted director in Hollywood that he was able to get Fiona Weir, who is the casting director for the Harry Potter movies. And they're such a dynamic team and so experienced, both of them, that they know how to find kids for every part, right? And are there some parts that might require, like, intense open casting? Absolutely. Are there others that they naturally can find the most talented actor who fits perfectly? Yes, and that's what they did with Sophie and Agatha. So open casting to me is a tool that casting directors use in order to find the perfect actor. So like, for instance, in Harry Potter, they couldn't find Harry. They tried. They just couldn't. So then you open it up. Ultimately, you have a director who is one of the best in the world, and you have a casting director who's one of the best in the world, and they know exactly how to find the best person for each part. And if they need to go to your house to find you because you are the best person for the part, they will. To say I have 100% confidence in them is an understatement, because judging from who they found for Sophie and Agatha, every other part will be filled just as diligently and perfectly. And I've seen a lot of their production design and how they're planning to shoot the movie, and he just is such a visionary. First time I saw any sort of art from the film, I watched it at 10 o'clock at night. I felt like my heart had beat so fast out of my chest. I thought I was having a heart attack.
Could you tell us a little bit about what it was you were watching?
No. Okay. But hopefully we'll be on set for a few days.
I don't know if Dougie can come though.
He just stinks. How can he smell so? You can smell him, right?
It's not a very nice birthday present.
It's so smelly. So that's sort of where we are at the moment. They are figuring out the exact shooting schedule. They're going to start going bigger on the casting in terms of casting all the other lead roles, and slowly start ramping up to be able to start shooting next year. In the meantime, just know that I am somewhere in the trenches trying to help out as much as I can, but Paul really is the captain on this ship, and he is incredible. So all of you should every night put your hands together and thank the world for Paul Feig. And
Thank you, Paul Feig.
all right, we'll see you guys soon. Happy birthday, June.
Thank you.
From Smelly Dougie.